the #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with content@scale.ai.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Hey everybody, are you with me? I know it's a third slot, so my blood pressure is fine, but maybe we should exercise a little, so if you could like raise your hands or stand up, whatever, you'll thank me later, just to get the blood flowing in you, just to, get it a little bit better. So why AI-generated content isn't created equal? I will keep it concise to the results and to the general concept of how it should be used in your SEO strategies. A few words about myself, just real quick. Master of Science at Forestry, IT since 2014. Then I moved to SEO. After a year, I became head of SEO in the agency. And since then, we are building Surfer. It's been 7 years, and now I'm head of innovation and the co-founder. Besides that, skiing addict. Surfer is a tool for content writing, optimization, ideation, literally anything that you can think of as a task in general about content creation, used by small and big, as you can see. But for the start, a little story, because 20 years ago, I was sitting in English classes, learning English, and we had a book called Snapshot. And in that book, there were like stories about the people, and guess what? All the people from that book were living in Brighton. That was mind-blowing for me when I was creating this presentation. And on one of the lessons, we had to memorize some terms, some keywords, and one of those was sophisticated PC software. As for the 12-year-old boy, it was pretty tough to learn it. And 20 years later, I'm here in Brighton talking about sophisticated PC software in English, which is ridiculous. All right, let's start. The agenda for today is not writing an email with ChatGPT. We'll go through the main struggle, we'll go through some pitfalls, and at the very end, I will show you 3 case studies of how we recovered penalized AI website with another AI. So let's go through it. At first, a little image, it's really appealing at the first glance, it's looking great, creative stuff, but when you look at the details, it becomes a little messed up, and you don't like that dwarf anymore, right? And it is the same when you generate content, when you generate AI articles for SEO purposes. They can be full of these messed up details if you don't pay attention to some elements that I will explain later. I asked our CTO, Bartłomiej, like, what's the biggest struggle? And here it is. If you want to create something specific, exactly how you want it, it becomes really hard. So to get such a chart with using AI content to double your organic traffic, you need to cover like 3 areas, and there's like 3 ingredients for growth, like the strategy, the data you feed, the generative AI, and the pace scale, the content velocity. How fast can you be faster than your competitors in delivering content? So the first thing is this lack of strategy, and I see it as the obsession with the search volume, with the big, bold keywords, instead of doing the proper mathematics, doing the clustering, and then figuring out the topical authority. I know that big, bold keyword look good in OKRs, it look good in the reports, but in fact, these days, when the content production is almost unlimited, we have to focus on covering the whole niche instead of going after these big, bold keywords. Alternatively, this is another option. We either go for the long tail, question-based keywords that bring traffic, or eventually quit blogging after targeting wrong search terms. So to get that topical authority in a grasp, when you got like 10,000 keywords in your niche, you have to do the clustering. And for those who don't know what the clustering is, it's basically making a decision whether a keyword should be ranked together with another keyword within the same URL, or you should split them into 2 different pages, 2 different articles. And we can do it by analyzing the SERPs or doing some other calculations like semantic analysis. So we need tools for that because, well, you can compare 2 keywords looking at the SERPs manually, but when it's like 100, fine, you can do it with your VA, but when it's 10,000 keywords, you cannot really analyze 10,000 SERPs and decide which keyword to join and which keywords to keep separated. So we have tools like Keyword Cube, like Surfer, content distribution, and as I am building Surfer's algorithm for clustering, then I will tell you a little bit more how it works in this area, because it's a little bit more than just comparing two SERPs. So basically, we clustered all the keywords up front, like 100 million keywords clustered in one pass, and that gave us like a huge map, like basically a map of the world that is a group of keywords related to each other, like all the keywords on the map, right? And then when you put semantic analysis on it, it allows us to like make a semantic grouping of like smaller sub-silos that you internally link these articles next to each other, and then, well, boost the topical authority with these sub-clusters, sub-categories on your blog. So let's see these clusters. Every dot is a keyword, and the line is a connection between two SERPs. So it's like the strength of that connection. If they are strong enough, then they will land in the same URL. If they are there but not strong enough, they will land in a neighbor cluster. And if you imagine the map of 100 million keywords, that'd be huge. We can see all of these relationships. Okay, but look at the semantics when you take, let's say, 1,000 articles and use semantic analysis to figure it out, like which are close to each other in terms of their semantic vector. It will look like this. This is the SEO niche, 1,000 articles divided into smaller groups that you tackle together, internally link and push on the blog in batches. But these charts are not super intuitive, super easy to work with. So these calculations brought us to creating an interface that got all of these sub-silos with all of the article ideas within that sub-silos. And each article idea contains all of the keywords that should be ranked together. Simple as that. And if you follow such a process where you take one subcategory, create these like 10 or 20 articles that are within it, internally link, and like take the land one piece after another piece instead of like going here and there, just like by big batches, you will see something like this. It's considered like a fat graph of like really website growing. So that was the plan. Now we have to figure out what kind of information do we really need for generative AI to do the job, to not like make us penalized after a few months. So people think that the real limitation of generative AI is the data cutoff point, but that's not true. The real limitation is that the AI doesn't know what's in the SERP. It doesn't know, who's the president of the United States. We don't care. What we care about, though, is what's ranking and what kind of information ranking pages provide. So we need to crawl the SERP, because, well, we have to agree that AI can read, can segment, and can get inspired with the information, but it also gets overwhelmed. So we need to refine that information. I will show you better in a few moments, but in general, this is process just like the real writer. So when I'm writing an article by myself, I will Google it, I will check ranking articles, I will check some commonalities, some differences, take some notes, and then write my piece. And with AI, you can do exactly the same, but you have to watch out for the shortcuts. It's tempting to use ChatGPT and the web pilot to, hey, read this article and write me something like this. This is tempting because it's super fast. However, you end up with an article that is full of these messed up details that you will spend hours on fixing. Or if it's a PBN content, then it will be okay. But if you want a client-facing content, then, well, that's not the way to go. So 3 ingredients of the optimization. What are they? We get entities and topics, so basically all of the keywords, terms that should be mentioned within the article, all the headings, subheadings, to like figure out the whole structure and the whole content. Plus, we get the facts. Facts give context to entities. This is super important, and at the very end, pretty obvious thing, but we need to tell generative AI what's the goal of this article. If we get these 3 elements, we'll end up with the article that looks much better. And now, That's the real pipeline, the pipeline that you should consider trying out. So instead of asking GPT, hey, write me something like this, ask it to, hey, what are the entities in this article? What are the topics mentioned? What's the most important in this article? What are the questions? What are the answers? And then you do it the same for a few articles from the top 10, and that information can be segmented, again, by ChatGPT. And then, when you use refined information that is obtained from your competitors' websites, your article will look good and will rank really well. So don't go for the shortcut, do it this way. It's effective, but not that efficient, as you have to click a lot or write your own automation processes with OpenAI API. So there are, of course, some automations. You can just provide a keyword, and the rest will be done for you. Yeah, so at Surfer, the core of the business was analyzing the competition, and when AI was on the rise, we just couldn't overlook that opportunity to use AI, and our information crawled from the SERP to figure out the best articles out there. So you can imagine how much information is analyzed prior to creating a single article. 400,000 tokens. This is equal to 300,000 words to generate 2,000 words long article. This is the massive amount of information that is really worth processing with AI pipelines, because you can get something like this. A single AI article produced 6 months ago and published on a standard website, and it ranks like crazy. And guess what? You can have 100 of these articles a day, easy. Why not? I mean, the only bottleneck will be the publishing, right? So this is how it looks like. The third thing we have to consider is the inferior AI engines. And what I mean by that is we have a lot. Large language models, and we have a lot of different use cases, a lot of different tools. Some of them are worse, better, cheaper, more expensive. But in general, what I want you to understand is that if you go for the cheap, you will end up with some issues that can be repetitions, hallucinations, not following your instructions, small context windows, so you cannot really generate a lot of content at one pass or analyze a lot of content at one pass. So, well, you get the best or you get these issues. And these issues will cost you later because it's a lot of labor, and labor is expensive, and these cheap AI, inferior AI engines will be cheap only if you are not building to last. So these cheap stuff that has full of these messed up details can get penalized really easy. I will show you. And if you don't value your time, because, well, 2 hours editing crap AI article is not worth it. You should have written it on your own from the very beginning. So what are the options? There's like a cost comparison table. You have assisted writing, which is ChatGPT or Jasper, where you are involved 100% in writing. You read all the outputs. It's not like single-click article generation, but you are really involved, almost like a writer. This is a good option, cheap in terms of tokens, but expensive in terms of time. It produces content that can be client-facing. Then we have cheap AI, long-form, one-click generators, and they are perfect for the PBNs. They are perfect for quickly figuring out content for a page that, the drop domain. You just bought it and you want to quickly get it back to send some backlinks from that page. So definitely this is a good option. And the third option is the premium AI, which is something that can help you scale up your content creation, client-facing content. This is different than standard SEO content for PBNs. This is content for SaaS blogs, for e-commerce blogs, for affiliate marketers. Those articles drive conversions. Those articles rank and are not getting penalized most likely. I mean, I don't know what will happen in a year, but right now they are doing the opposite. So look at this. This is the first case study. This is a marketing blog, Peep Strategy, decent blog, really run by 3 people, Tom, Bartek, and Zuzana. This is serious business. They tried to build a decent marketing blog. But they used human-edited content that was Jasper driven, Jasper created. Then they used Surfer to add some keywords here and there to improve the content score. And that, of course, the whole website was planned with clusters. It looks like the plan is good, but see, it was working like expected. That was really nice, growing website that we were happy to see. Great success, Tom. Tap on the back. But there were some signs that something is going on. We didn't know what. We were like, maybe it's because of the AI. Everyone was scared, is AI really being penalized or not? I don't know. We'll see. And well, this is what happened. All-time low, bottom hit by the end of last year. So we had only one option to try to fix it, to try to bring the traffic back with some actions. So what did we do? We did the very first test of Surfer AI in March this year. We basically replaced 150 articles targeting the same keywords, landed on the same URLs, everything was identical, but the content was different. One of these articles. It was ranking quite okay, then erased from Google, and then after Google picked up the new version, it started to rank again. This is a whole website. Well, I won't explain it. It just started to work. We managed to revive this website from being penalized, really almost erased from Google, to thriving again to the levels that were at the very beginning before the situation has happened. The second case study is from Damian. Damian is the CEO of the SEO agency, and as you can imagine, he's testing a lot. So he bought a domain on a dating website, and quickly rebuilt it with ChatGPT content, 15 minutes, article done. Really quick and dirty option, the one that I do not recommend. And what has happened? Well, the site started to grow. As you can see, the beginning was really promising. He was already counting money probably, but the page got smashed. And after replacing 4 articles in late June, so the same situation, but only 4 articles, that's why the numbers are much, much, much lower. But 4 articles managed to bring the traffic to the levels from the best times before, and replacing 15 more just ensured the trend going up. So as you can see, if you use AI that is easy to get busted, too obvious, you can get smashed, but if you use the proper AI, then there's no way then they will chase you. You will rank even better. By the way, today I saw an information from the Google guidelines about the helpful content update. There was an information people should write, it should be a human written content that helps people. That was the sentence before. And now when you look at these guidelines, it will be helpful content that helps people. So they erased the fragment about human written content. So that's another confirmation, even from the top, from Google, that AI is fine if it's cool, if it's helpful, if it's really quality content. So that was the second study. The third study is from Dean. Dean's New York-based SEO, and he has a website in Your Money, Your Life niche. There was a little traffic drop, so we started pumping his blog with AI articles planned with clusters. So we took the whole batch of articles, the whole category, 20 articles, internally linked, dumped on the blog. Another 12, another 15, and in total, it was 5 categories, summing up to 100 articles dumped on his blog. And look at the chart. The chart is really looking great because he got hit. That was some sort of EAT issues, and we managed to fix it with providing helpful content. But that helpful content was written by AI, and the structure was figured out by mathematics, so the clustering, and semantic analysis. So you have to remember these 3 elements. Clustering for planning to target the whole niche, not to target big, bold keywords. Just give them some support. 10, maybe even 5 articles around that topic that are comprehensive and really supporting them with the internal links. It's worth a ton. Second thing is that you should use the best AI engines that are out there right now. Otherwise, you may deal with problems like I was showing you a few moments ago. And crawling for information is really essential if these articles will be appreciated by Google, because, well, it's just a pure reverse engineering. We've been doing it for 7 years and it's still working like a charm. So just don't overlook that chance and let AI understand a little bit more of what's expected instead of throwing the keyword at it and say like, hey, write me something about it. And then you will be like surprised, why is it not working? Because you did the wrong approach. So that's it. Thank you for your time and hope you will have a great day. Cheers.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.